So I'm going to add a fuse box. And I'm going to power it off the ignition, so this fuse box is only live when the ignition is on. I'm going to do that with the relay. So my intention is to run quite a powerful wire, quite a strong wire. It's actually a 40 amp, but we don't need that much, but I'm going to use 40 amp anyway. From the battery, which is up here, to a ignition powered relay. I'll probably fit it here somewhere maybe. And then that's going to power this fuse box, which will fit quite nicely over them two bolts. So I'm going to drill 2 holes, and I'm going to use them as mounting points for this fuse box. I think what we'll do there is take the lid off, and see which fuse is live when the ignition is on. That way we can use that power to power the relay to power this. Right, so first of all I need to find out which of these fuses is only live when the ignition's on. So I've put my little earth clip on, and we'll just go through these. Nothing, nothing. So that one's always live, that one's not good. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So the white one is the only one that's live all the time. So we switch the ignition on, see which one comes live. That one's live, that one isn't, that one isn't, that one isn't, that one isn't. So the only one that comes live is that top one, the orange one. So if I leave that on there and if I turn the ignition off, you'll see that display got to 0. Back up to 6.5. So you may ask how I'm going to take the power off that. And what I've got is a Piggyback fuse connector. So it's quite a simple little thing. Oops. Take the fuse out, put the fuse in there, put the fuse back in, and there's your extra power, which will go to power this relay. So I need to take that end off and put a spare connector on here, and we're good to go. Right, I've got my little fuse removal tool. It's orange one we're going to use, so that's a 5 amp, which is the smallest of them, which is a bit of a shame, but the relay shouldn't take much power. But it'd be nice. It's just a case of putting the fuse back in there, like so. Actually, you can put 2 fuses in there. That's our original power supply. And this I'm going to put a 10 amp fuse in. Don't know why I should put, actually I'm going to go and get another 5 amp fuse for that. And that just goes back in there. I'll have to cut away a little bit of that so the cover still shuts. And then we have our ignition powered supply. Right, my original plan of fitting on there won't work because this is too close. So I'm going to take the bolt out, I'm going to see if I can slot this, and I can move this further that way, fit the fuse box on. Right, we're lucky. I'm going to slot that a bit further over. Take that plug lid off. And we'll take it over to the bench and we'll just put some slots in there. Okay, slots cut. Slide a little bit. So we'll put the connector on. Clips in. Put the coil lead back on. Bow's too short, obviously, so I found some longer ones. It's going to be a bit fiddly. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. And then the fuse box is going to go on top of them. And it is very fiddly. The other bolt. Somewhat close. Alright, so that's slid out. Hold that in place. That looks like it's about right. So that's just not too much. Just a bit in there. Obviously it's got to be quite tight. You don't want it falling off. Right, that's it. Okay. So piggyback fuse system. We took the ignition powered fuse out. So that bottom one. Put it in place, put my new fuse which powers this lead, and that just goes on like that. So that's the fuse box fitted. I've had a good look around. I could maybe make it back it up, but I'm going to go for a nice simple heavy duty Velcro. I think that's probably the easiest way of doing it, and that can go straight up to the relay then. So yeah, let's have a look. I'm taking a lot there. It is heavy duty this Velcro, so this ain't gonna move. And that is gonna go there. So, fuse box fixed. Relay to power the fuse box fixed. Just gotta wire it all up now. Right, so the relay works is, let me see on that. You've got a switch which pulls in the relay. So 85 and 86 is the power, that one, and then to earth. That powers up, pulls the switch in, and sends power out to one of the 87s in this particular one. Which then goes to the fuse box. You can see 86, 85 is the power switch. 30 then goes to one of the 87s to supply the fuse box. Right, it's a 30-40 amp relay, loads of power, well overrated. This wire is way thicker than you probably need, similar with that one. Let's take that out for now. So I'm just going to do a bit of wiring up. Bear with me. We've necessarily been putting the encapsulated terminals on. First one done. From the battery to there. So, up to the battery connection. I'll put it on like that. I want one from the relay to the positive connector. So relay 87, 30 goes to 87. Put that loop on for the vibration. Cut that a bit long. So that's our supply. Now we need to put an earth on, so I'm going to have to go and get some black wire, I think, for that. Right, some black wire, for the earth. It's actually quite thin this way, it'll be fine. Keep with the covered spades connectors. Right, that's the earth. It's going to go there. We have the power. We have our power to the fuse box, which is going to go there. I'll just show you. Our earth has to go somewhere. It could just go to one of these, I suppose. What's it called? Right, so this red wire is our supply from the battery, which is up there. So I'm going to have to take the battery out to connect to, I think. But for now, I'll give it a bit of spare wire. It'll cut it about. I'll cut it about there. That should give it plenty. Well, coming on good. I'll put that earth on. The reason why I did one of these rather than a ring is because you can take it off nice and easy. Just tighten that back up again. So just put an end on there, and we should have our ignition relay powered fuel box. That's the one bolt. Now, oh dear me, this fiddly, isn't it? I'll show you here. So there's a strap just there to undo. So we'll just see. Oh, there goes the strap. A bit of light in there. So the battery, if you tilt it back, it'll come out. Now it looks, there's already an Optimate fitted. Well, no, it's not an Optimate, it's one of those cheaper versions. Never mind. Just tilt it, and out it comes. And thankfully there's plenty of wire to bring it straight out. Oh, that's nice and easy. So all I'm going to do then is take this off and put my wire onto the positive. Then we'll slide our new connection on. There she goes. Alright, slide this back in the way it came. So the slight angle without touching anything. Over a little bit. Slide it in. Reconnect this little strap. Right, that's it. Right, battery's back in, cover's back on. That's our wire from the positive of the battery. That'll go to here. Let's just take everything out for safety. You'll have to take it from me that these are the right way around. So All connected up. Now we just need to connect up that power supply. Stick that back on there. This power supply is to go into there, which is a 8mm nut. That's the fuse in place. What we need to do now is to get some fuses and see if these are alive or not, so we'll get a fuse. All connected up, we'll put a fuse in just to check it. Have our multimeter ready. Nothing there. Turn our ignition on. That's just the fuel pump, and now see, and we've got 12 volts. 12 volts ignition on, ignition off, no volts. So this is now only live when the ignition is switched on. Okay, so that's how to fit ignition powered relay sourced fuse box using a piggyback selector. It's a bit complicated, I know, and it's might be a bit over the top, but we now have a supply for any auxiliaries you want to fit, which are only live when the ignition is turned on.